First order of business would be approve the public hearing minutes from October 15. I read them over. I didn't have any changes to make. Did anybody else?
Sent me a change on page, which I don't think is reflected in your copy. The very bottom of page 4, the last thing that says Orion. He says, obviously, this concern that has been brought up of the road, I lean toward, I can't read, it's so small. If the applicant thinks they can address the road concerns, we should give them the opportunity to attempt to do so.
Okay.
I got that right.
It's just a minor wording tweak for clarity, because sometimes the sentence doesn't make sense of what what we're actually saying.
I thought everything else was accurately represented what was said, so I have no other changes. I move that we accept the meeting minutes from October 15, 2025.
Second.
All in favor? Old business, oh yeah, sure.
Some public here. Couple sidewalk minutes. I sent around some sidewalk minutes, but I'm not sure we have to approve
I don't
those.
think so.
Okay. Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
They just take, I mean, there's no way to take good minutes.
Yeah, there isn't really. All right, I did read those over. I have no changes to make to those either. So anybody else? No? I move that we accept the public hearing minutes as written, as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Old business, we have the Woodman subdivision. Do we have, I think there was a request for more time.
Yeah, I think I sent the request along to the board. He's having trouble finding somebody to study the wetlands.
Yep.
So he was asking for an extension of time.
We don't, yeah, really, we don't have to give any sort of extension at this point. Because we haven't,
Right. You got the 45 days. He's gonna go over that.
I thought we, I don't think we voted on completeness because of the wetlands. That was my thought, but my memory is what it is.
To table it at the last meeting.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right? So my memory is good? Okay. So there's no need for an extension. They can just come back to us whenever and because we haven't accepted the application as complete yet.
I'm wondering about that because we did, I mean, there was a site walk. So that's
We did the site walk, and what we were going to do, the hope was to accept it as complete and then vote on approving it. But there was the wetlands concern, so I think he wasn't in a hurry, and we can verify this. We tabled it,
We tabled it.
so we didn't accept it as complete or vote on completeness.
We did have a public hearing and a
We had the
sidewalk, so
public hearing.
Okay.
sort of cart before the horse, but.
Yeah, we were just trying to expedite it. Okay, so. The other business, the 2026 submission dates, I reviewed that. I didn't see any errors.
Used Excel.
Do
So we can post that. I can send it to Becky to post on, or post on the website, and you have a copy. Do you need a copy? Oh, I should finalize it because it says draft. So do we need to vote on it? No, we don't.
I don't think so. A reminder of the FOIA seminar on December 8th at 5 PM. And I think we all should try and make that if possible.
There will be food.
That's right here. That's here, right here. Okay, yeah.
And the CEO update.
What do you want to know?
Do we want to start? Well, I guess if you could just give us an update on any submissions or anything that's going on that we need to know about.
So we already discussed the Woodman. We're waiting for wetland study. And then we did receive from Mr. Cram a submission again on the Stetson Farm subdivision. I've sent it all out to you electronically. It should be posted on the website by now. I know it went to Jaylene, and I have copies here.
Okay.
So, and next Tuesday, I'll meet with Ben from North Star, and him and I will review it together,
Okay.
just to make sure there's nothing missing. So I skimmed through it, and I didn't really, it looked like everything was there, so.
And so there'll be, the idea is that the next time they come before us, it's basically we're considering it a sketch plan,
I think it's
Again,
called in the conceptual.
conceptual plan.
Conceptual. plan.
Okay, and are they, so they'll be good for the December meeting?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
they got in before the deadline, so.
Okay,
And I did, on the fee, I did make the decision that he's already paid the fee and we really didn't act on anything that he had done before, so I waived the new fee on that.
okay, yep. That's totally your call, I think. I think before, because I think LD 1829 might take up a little bit of time. Did public have any comments? Anything anybody wanted to say? That's fine, whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to give you, normally we would do this at the end, but I think we're going to be going on about LD 1829 for a little while. Yeah, come up because that's more for the internet than us. So just introduce yourself, where you live.
My name is Kyler Fiegels. I live on Hodgson Road, and you probably all recognize the name in any event, if not me personally. I'm on the Future Facilities Planning Committee. Couple of weeks ago, we put out an RFP for site design and civil services for that project. We had a mandatory site walk. Questions were asked. I wrote up answers. I sent them all to, I think, all of you for review.
And just me, yeah. And then I sent them to.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but did everybody see them or
The
not?
chairs.
You should.
The chair and co-chair.
Okay. All right. Primarily, I just want you to see a face. Because I'm an architect and I am very familiar with the entire process. I am less familiar with the government end of it. So I just want you to see a face to attach to this. There was, I have one clarification and then I have a very brief statement. Somewhere in the email string, I think I saw somebody say something to the effect that it sounded like we were trying to get around the approval from the planning board. And that is not, emphatically, that is not the case. And, we are here before you because we need to work with you. In the email that I sent out, I explained that our very first step is to go for grant money. And the entire project will be predicated on our ability to get that. In between here and there, as you all know, we have been approved for the funding necessary, and I hope you would understand that we don't want to spend any more money than we absolutely have to get to that point. And it turns out, as I think I explained, that the funding, the federal grant money is based on shovel-ready projects, and that is a technical term that I don't fully understand. We are now chasing it. I've asked Sue to ask our grant writer to get us excuse me, to get us application forms that, just so I can see if I can figure out where, what exactly shovel-ready means. But my understanding and our working hypothesis, as we have been informed, is that shovel-ready means that we have site plan approval. Now, that doesn't follow the normal. So we're going for that first, and that doesn't follow the normal sequence. So that's why I sent that out. That's why we're doing things in the way that we're doing them. And I can assure you that we're going to have multiple shots at this. Hopefully at some point, in the relatively near future, we will come to you with a site plan that we'll hope to have approved, but we won't have a building to put on it. But but pending anything we learn in the immediate future, we're going to be going for site plan approval, at which point it can sit until we can take the actual project further. Have I confused everybody sufficiently? Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. I want, see a face, understand the process that we don't fully understand, or so understand the process insofar as we understand it. And that's how we plan to move forward.
I will say, we were not under the impression, whatever you read, I apologize. It was never our impression that you were trying to skirt around the planning board.
Okay, good.
I think our impression is we didn't have anything to even and so that's the problem. Like, we can't approve anything without having anything.
Yeah. And if I had understood, if I'd known now what I knew when I had the mandatory site walk, I would have come to you guys further just to say, heads up kind of thing. But I didn't understand that at the time. And so that's pretty much all I had to say.
We're happy, like, whatever the planning board can do for you in this project, we're happy to do it. So it's welcome.
Thank you.
I think the negative came from our planning consultant. I think she might have misunderstood that you were going to come forward with a conceptual plan, and she was just saying the ordinance didn't have a mechanism to approve a conceptual plan. So I think that's where the whole negative thinking might have come about, but.
Okay, well, the plan will be fairly specific. I mean, we will have septic, we'll have all the, bringing in all the utilities, all of that kind of stuff. We do have we have a conceptual floor plan that is workable. And that floor plan will definitely change, but not by much, so the basic envelope, we may tweak it, but the basic envelope that we have is going to be the one that we're going to move forward with.
Yeah, I think if there were minor tweaks to a plan, I don't think that would be a problem.
No, I think you probably have to revisit it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a one-step process.
Yeah, no. This is going to take a little bit of work. Many iterations.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to come first.
For joining us. We appreciate it, for sure.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No?
Has the consultant been selected yet, or
No,
you're still in the bid process?
we're still we haven't even begun, we haven't even received proposals yet.
Mm-hmm,
It takes a little time to put together that kind of
yeah,
proposal. See, I've been on that
you're right.
end, not on this.
That's why you're going to be a great reviewer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to give us a dumbed down version of LD 1829 and how it might affect us?
Sure. You know, it's still, I mean, it's not a complete. The attorneys will start to put together, a, you know, a slideshow for us, I guess you'd call it, a presentation on how it's going to affect us. There's a lot of this that affects the, larger towns with growth ordinances more than it does us. So, we're lucky in that aspect. But it does affect us some. I have highlighted in yellow the areas that I think that, you know, are pertain to the planning board mostly. And some of the other highlights that I put in kind of were questions by me and also affect me in the ordinance more than they affect you. And my copy, I'm sorry, isn't colored.
So one thing, I did look at a bit of it, and I think I'm a little confused about certain aspects. One, they do mention something about a minimum lot size of 20,000 square feet. But then I didn't get through it all today, but I was watching the YouTube with that somebody put out.
Mhm.
And they specifically mentioned at one point for example, of a 2-acre minimum lot size, which Pownell has. And the implication was that that wouldn't be affected. But it wasn't clear where the 20,000 came in, and can we still keep our minimum lot sizes? How much change?
With this, we do. We still keep it with this, this round, I should
Okay.
say. You know, I think it's important for us to be speaking to our legislators on,
Yes,
if we have opinions on the next round.
right.
I have no idea what they are considering, but I know that they're talking. So if they change the lot size for smaller towns like Pownell, it's going to be a big change for this town.
Right.
So, but yeah,
So was I misreading that?
I don't think, no, so the minimum of 5,000 square foot is for towns with water, sewer,
Mhm.
designated growth areas.
Okay.
So the larger towns, Freeport, Yarmouth probably, and towns like that. And it doesn't affect us because we don't have that. We're also under 4,000 in population. So there's another layer that we'd have to cross in order for some of these to be affected.
Okay.
But, you know, there are some things in here that do affect us. I just wanted to, from in the beginning, accessory dwelling units, so right now in our ordinance, we require a double lot, basically, almost 150,000 square feet versus 90,000 square feet for a duplex. And it appears to me that on the front page 1C, or multi-unit structure, it sounds to me like we will have to start allowing duplexes on 90,000 square feet. But I'm not positive about that. I did speak to the attorney about some of the things on here, but we didn't get through all.
Okay.
And the other thing, the question that was asked for me from somebody else was, don't we have to have a designated growth area? And I just highlighted the word may in there on the front page. So we don't have to have a designated growth area at this point. And I don't, you want me to just go through it?
Yeah, why don't we? I think this is pretty important.
So and the dark blue was a question for me. See that. So additional height limit,
Yeah.
I guess it does and it doesn't apply to us. I think this is more again for the larger towns for, you know, apartment buildings and things like that. It could affect us at some point. I don't see anything really that we have to change in the ordinance because of this.
Okay.
Use allowed.
Question.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for a blue section. I do not have one on the copy that I have.
Some of these didn't come through in color, running out of color ink.
Actually, happens to be
It's a dark section, yeah. Oh. Are you missing a page?
Yours is in yellow
Okay.
instead of blue.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Got my copy. Um. That's okay.
Read this.
I'm fine.
This one has. I really want to-
That was mine originally. She gave me one with the blue copies. So I put it here and
So I think the next one in section 7.1, use allowed, that's a big one. We're gonna have to start in 2027, I should back up and say
Yeah.
that, we don't have to adopt any of this until July of 2027 because we are a town meeting form of government. We're gonna have to start allowing 3 dwellings per lot, accessory dwellings. Basically, a dwelling unit and 2 accessory dwelling units, or two dwelling units and a accessory dwelling.
And all these accessory dwellings, they're under one ownership.
Correct.
They can't be under separate ownerships.
That's what I think I gave you.
So they're basically rental units of,
Right,
or however they choose to
exactly.
use them.
And I did, one of the other sheets that I gave you in prior meetings was, I think I want to put in the ordinance a clarification that they have to stay in the
Right.
same, if they're on the same property, they have to stay on the same ownership.
Yeah.
So we don't end up with condos.
Right, exactly.
have to be on.
Right, going on further, you know, in our ordinance right now, one of the units, dwelling units on a property has to be owner occupied in order to have an accessory dwelling unit, and that's going away. Taking that out.
That seems like a potential problem.
And, you know, in next one I highlighted just because a municipality may allow more units. I mean, we could decide
Yeah.
if we wanted to. So this is just highlighting again that towns with growth districts and public water and sewer have to allow small lot sizes
Mhm.
than what we are, but again, that doesn't apply to us. Section 10, general requirements. So in this one, I get clarification from the attorney on this one because the lot area down in the bottom, last part of the paragraph. I was concerned that our additional 50,000 square feet would be taken away, but the attorney doesn't think that's the case here. So I guess that one's not going to affect us. And, you know, as any way it's written is very confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
So the next one that will affect the planning boards, the planning board approval is not required. A municipality may not require planning board approval for four or fewer dwelling units within a structure. So if somebody wants to build an apartment building, something with four or fewer units in it, then it doesn't have to go through site plan review.
It says may, does that mean?
That's
That's a
interesting.
good question. That's a good
That's
catch.
interesting.
Yeah, that's another.
It says planning board approval not required, may not. Yeah,
There's a lot of things that contradict in here, so
Yeah.
it is difficult to follow.
but I would tend to think that something like an apartment building should probably, in a town our size, should probably come before the planning board. Be my thought.
Yeah.
Not that we're looking for more work to do.
I think normally it would, but I don't know if this change is going to
Right.
affect this.
Would an apartment be considered an accessory dwelling unit?
Yes, within a structure, it is an accessory dwelling. But accessory dwelling units in Pownell have to be 750 square feet or less. So if it's an apartment building with, units more than that, then that would be 4 units. So 4 dwelling units, regular dwelling units, I guess you could. Single families.
I think some towns, they have it 800 or less. Is that addressed in any of these state regulations that it can be 800?
Nope.
That-
The way the state regulations are is the towns cannot require less than the minimum, which I think is 190 square feet, but they can set their maximum of whatever they want. So Pownell has long, in our ordinance, we've long since had 750 square feet as an accessory dwelling. So I'm not sure just where it came from way back when. It's been in there for a long time.
So if it's above that, then how is that treated differently?
So if it's above that, it's a regular dwelling.
Okay,
So it's a second dwelling and you need the additional 50,000 square feet on your lot.
got it, right,
And that doesn't come to the planning board. That can be
That's you.
approved through me.
right, got it.
So, and yeah, you're right. Some towns have different, some towns say, it has to be below the square footage of the primary dwelling. That's basically it. So,
Interesting.
And so did you say, that in this, that would go away, that requirement for an additional 50,000, or did you say that
It
it
won't
appears
go-
to be okay?
it appears to be okay. The way
Okay.
the attorney interpreted this, you're okay. So the way I read it, it looks like it goes away.
Yeah,
So again, there's going to be more presentations from the attorney going forward on this as well.
but if it's a duplex on a single lot, where currently that would be an additional,
Yes, currently that's an additional 50,000 square feet on the size of the lot. But back here, it appears that we can't do that
Okay.
anymore.
okay,
Yeah, so someone wants to put an ADU and they don't need 50,000 square feet.
No, they don't. They can actually, in this, they can put 2 ADUs on. You don't need the additional.
Yeah.
Square. So the next one, use permitted. Yeah, again, that's affects me more than it affects you.
But the sewer rules, I mean, the septic system potentially would still be a limiting
Yes.
factor.
They still have to prove to me that they have adequate septic for the number of bedrooms. So in some cases, it's gonna be okay. In some cases, they're gonna have to either add to their system or create a new system.
What about like RVs? Do we have any regulations on RVs that, someone pulls an RV into their lot and,
Not yet.
okay,
It does say in here some way that our RVs are not included.
yeah.
So. Under 3, zoning requirements, at least one accessory dwelling unit may be allowed on any lot where a single-family dwelling is principal structure and. So that contradicts with the 3 dwelling units are allowed on a lot. So again, I asked the attorney for that, and he said that one they didn't catch. So
Okay.
we are gonna have to allow 3 per lot.
Okay.
That's interesting. Yeah, because that makes it seem like if there's more than one, density requirements will apply, but then in other places, they're saying density requirements don't apply even if it's more than 3. Okay. Well, the one above that, I'm interested, the C above that, is, like, I have a, like, half acre, I have an acre lot or whatever, and it's zoned, I have a single family home on it. So even though if my acre lot is still less than the normal 2-acre lot, I'm still allowed to put an ADU on it.
As long as you conform to all the setbacks. And, your septic system and
Yeah.
your well location, you have enough water. And you can meet all the setbacks for the lot requirements, then you can have it. Yeah, so that's the next one, C, they had highlighted there. And the next one, 16A. Municipality shall exempt one accessory dwelling unit on a lot from any density requirements calculations related to the area in which the accessory dwelling unit is constructed. I gotta figure out what that said. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the owner occupancy requirement. It gets rid of that. But
Yeah, that's mentioned elsewhere. Though.
But this seems like, the way this is worded seems to imply that if you have one house and one ADU, the owner doesn't have to occupy, but this says in accessory dwelling unit, so then it raises the question, if there's more than one ADU, does that mean the owner has to occupy one of the dwellings?
This is talking about density requirement.
Right, I don't think this is not talking about the owner occupied section, I don't think it. And the part that was added here is, municipality shall exempt and was crossed out, one is underlined, so that's new.
Yeah.
And then the on a lot is also added. So municipality shall exempt, the way it used to be, a municipality shall exempt an accessory dwelling unit from any density requirements or calculation related to the area in which.
So would that be where, our conservation subdivision, we do have density requirements, so this would fall outside of that. And if they could put 4 house lots, for example, according to the density calculations, that means that one of those could have an accessory dwelling, or could all, my understanding is all of them could have an accessory dwelling.
Right, so homeowner association agreements can specify that none are, you can't have any.
Okay.
So that is an area, unless they do specify that, then they are, you know, they follow this. But if they specify that they won't have any, then that's okay with the law.
Okay.
So that one, I've got to figure out exactly what that means,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
why it's there. Next one, E, a municipality shall allow the construction or occupancy of an accessory dwelling unit on a lot, even if the owner of the lot where the accessory dwelling unit is located does not reside in the dwelling unit on the lot. So that's the one that takes away.
Yeah,
that we
That's
have.
what I was looking at.
Curious why they threw that in.
I think that they, as, you know, their goal is to create more housing, and as municipalities have come up with different ordinances to try to slow this down, I think that that's recognized as one of the things that may be slowing it
Yeah.
down.
The AARP actually opposes the owner occupancy requirement, and you can have weird situations where, let's say you had a lot and your grandmother lived there, and then there's an ADU there. If she dies, but you live somewhere else and you inherit that lot, does that mean you have to evict the person who was in the ADU because it's no longer owner occupied or something? So,
Well, that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is you're opening it up for businesses, private equity to buy a ton of houses and take those out of the market. And obviously the AARP is going to be opposed to it because their constituencies probably own a fair number of second homes, which also take those out of the market. So to me, it's just a political thing. It's not really relevant to the planning board.
yeah.
A lot of this is political. So the next one, section 19(4), mandatory training. I mean, I think you have mandatory training now, but it says within 180 days of the change of the law, everybody has to be trained.
On this law, is that what?
I think it's, you know, it's probably like a refresher for people that has already taken it, but I think everybody's going to have to make sure that they're retrained. And, you know, if a new member comes on, you have to be trained within. Have you gone to a training yet?
Yeah, I took a training, was down at the, in Freeport a little, and I got a certificate and everything for it, and that's something, one of the trainings I had to take, so it was a training.
I was going to say, I have not.
So there's an upcoming Zoom one on December 9th, maybe? That you just have to have Becky, the administrator, register you. I'll send you an email about it.
When do people have 180 days from when? From July 2027 or from or from when this pass into law? If it doesn't affect us
Clarification.
till 2027, it doesn't seem like if you took a training now, you wouldn't necessarily remember it, but when it was enacted.
My thought is it's probably every time, you know, we have to change the ordinance, every time the rules change, you have to get retrained within 180 days. So I think you're right. It would be, you know, when we adopt this, we're going to have to go through more training.
So I guess my question is the training that they're referring to specific for LD 1829, or is it just like a general, like the courses that the MMA offers?
Yeah, my interpretation is the general. And then the general will include the changes.
Okay.
Well, this says municipality hearing zoning appeals. We're not actually the appeal board, so I don't know if we're the planning board.
Municipal Reviewing Authority, that's us.
You're the reviewing.
Oh, reviewing authority and the municipal body hearing. Okay.
So the next one, section 24, section 4, subdivision. It changes the definition of a subdivision some. So the term subdivision also include the division of new structure or structures on a tract or parcel of land into from 3 to 5 or more dwelling units within a 5-year period. The construction and placement of, again, 3 to 5 more dwelling units in a single tract of parcel of land, and the division of an existing structure or structures previously used for commercial or industrial use from 3 to 5 or more dwelling units within a 5-year period. So it's taken, right now, everything is 3 years in the subdivision law, and it's taken it to 5 units, excuse me.
But this is talking about units on a single parcel.
Right.
Not individual lots.
So it's like an apartment.
So that wouldn't change, we wouldn't have to change our subdivision ordinance.
Conservation.
Well, even if it's a minor subdivision, which is
I think
4 lots or less, but those are lots.
where this would have to affect us would be in site plan review again. So I
Okay.
think we'll have to read site plan review and see if there's something that we need to insert in there on this. You know, and maybe we miss it altogether. Maybe it's something we've been missing. I haven't explored that one yet. The next one under section 20D1, again in blue, I'm questioning that on how that affects us. So that's all the ones I've identified in here. I don't know, if other people have read it and find other areas there, it looks like we're affected and. But there will be, forward, there'll be a lot of trainings available on this, a lot of review by attorneys that will be able to view and go along with.
So, so at this stage, with so much up in the air, I mean, we do have a timeline hanging over our head. That's not until July 2027.
Right, the town meeting of July 2027.
Right.
We have to have it, well, before that.
So we'll have, yeah, right, so we'll have to, maybe next summer and into the fall, they should have more of this probably sorted.
Yep.
And then we can really start to dig in.
Right.
To at that point
Yes.
and really, see what changes we need to consider. And my understanding is even though, we're dependent on, a vote by the town, ultimately, if the town doesn't approve it, the state statutes would still apply. And any review that we would do would need to follow the state statutes, not necessarily the written ordinance.
That's the way I understand it.
Okay.
So if it doesn't get approved, it makes your job
Yeah.
difficult.
So I guess, Tim, if it's okay, I'll leave it up to you to kind of keep an eye
Yep.
on that.
Yep. And, you know, as things come up, as trainings come up, I'll let you know, so you can, and most of them are gonna be Zoom or web-based, so. And recorded as well, so you'll be able to view them on your own, so.
The one you shared already, I was watching, that was already helpful. Anybody else have any other questions, comments? And that was, did that email go to everybody on the planning board? Did you receive that from Tim?
Did you forward that on?
Yes, who's
The video?
Yeah,
material to PDFs.
I don't remember seeing a video.
Did I send that just to you, Todd?
I don't-
I know that you had emailed.
yeah, I
and
had
then
kind of
didn't
mentioned
return to
it.
you.
Yeah, I'm looking to see.
I think maybe you and Orion, on that.
I'll forward that.
I forwarded, does anyone else need to know about the seminar, upcoming seminar for planning boards? Besides Paul, because I sent it to Paul. You've been to one of the seminars, right, Orion?
I don't know if I have
Send it
been
to you.
recently. Send it to me.
Ladies, I don't know if she's,
Yeah, I think there's already a time period where you're supposed to be trained after you were sworn in.
Mhm. I know we were encouraged to attend them.
Yeah, it didn't go to,
Didn't go to. the
it
planning
didn't go to, it went to Marcia, myself, and Orion. So I'll forward that to everybody.
board. I don't have everybody's email. I forwarded it to the
Yeah.
planning board. And that
Yeah.
goes there.
And what we do, we don't we try and keep emails to everybody to a minimum unless it's like need to know sort of thing. So everybody isn't getting inundated with emails. So I will pass that along. Okay. So we're good under,
Now, this one. We got it. They got it.
Yeah, that's the one we just went over.
okay, yep. Communications.
I'm just going to list these with a reminder that we're not going to discuss any projects. These are just communications that I had, the planning board email received, starting with a couple of projects that have gone to the Appeals, Board of Appeals, including Shane Brady's request for a 199-foot flagpole. And also the mobile home park that we denied last meeting is going to appeals as well. The second, Mr. Fekels has talked, we had communication back and forth about the answers to questions and process, and Todd and Orion and I got back to him, so I didn't, if any of these you'd like to see, I'm happy to send. We had two communications from Representative for our Representative Clinton Webb about the Brady mobile home application and what could be done to move it along. And we responded back to her.
There's one typo. It's Kilton, actually, not Clinton.
It's what, oh, it's Kilton.
Kilton.
Oh, thank you. Kilton, yeah, thank you. And as Tim mentioned, we got a revised submittal for Stetson that is here. I forgot to write a newsletter article, so I sent that in today. And Todd had a quick look at that. So those are the things. You're welcome. And at the bottom of this agenda that you've got a hard copy of, that's what I sent in.
Does anybody on the planning board have anything to discuss? Okay, next month's agenda. Stetson, that'll be a new business.
I believe it's still in because you really haven't accepted anything. And then the Woodman.
And so I'll just, do we want to, are they planning on coming before us next month?
They are hoping to.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
I've actually them the name of a couple of.
Okay, so we'll have that
Sites,
as
so.
old business.
Question.
Where are we with trying to make ordinance changes prior to town meeting?
To be honest, I haven't had the time to work on them a lot.
Yep.
So I think we still need to push on that. So again, if you, anything that you noticed in the ordinance that needs attention, then you can forward it on to me, but I encourage you to try to rewrite and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we have enough time for town meeting to,
Yep.
that all that happens. What, do we have a sense of when?
I think we had the public hearings in March, I remember,
Okay.
for the ordinance reviews, which means we would have to get our act together early next year.
So January meeting, we should be like nailing down.
Yeah, Kate's here. Do you have any, am I on track with them?
So January, February is when we really need to
Nail things down.
probably, January, we should have a concept of what we want to do. In February, we should have a consensus. Of what
Yeah.
we-
So the 17th is the next board meeting?
I'm sorry?
Is the 17th of December the next board meeting?
Yes, my birthday.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that's it. Yeah,
I move to adjourn.
I second. All in favor? All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Myself, I'm Luke.